What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Appreciate you guys tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. If you haven't done so, try that trial out at Aura. First things first, it helps us financially a little bit. Don't tell nobody.
Facts.
But also protecting your identity and different things like that. Very important. Joel had an Asian man pretending to be him for 6 years before Aura came in.
What? Wait, is that true?
The lies you tell. You can't. I was waiting for somebody to throw another joke in.
Yeah, there we go. All right,
let me ask y'all this question. Right? What do you believe is the timeline for something like this to get done? A trade for Justin Fields for the first overall pick. Last year, 10 days after the draft, we were talking about DJ Moore being a Bear, what the Bears are going to now do with I believe it was the 9th pick at that point. They ended up trading back, right? Like that was one of those situations where it was like, oh, I thought we had 2 more months of this. No, this is done. The combine is usually when a lot of these deals get done. Combine coming up this weekend. And so this weekend or next weekend? This weekend, right?
Next week.
Next weekend. Combine coming up next weekend, I should say.
Yeah.
When do you believe that this deal is going to get done one way or the other?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I mean, if you go back on like you just mentioned, even in the article it mentioned this in 23, what Ryan Poles did was 2 weeks after everything. That's when it got done. But there was certain things that had to be hit. You had to obviously, have the trade of the picks. The value of the picks had to be there, and then of course the veteran player that was brought back and DJ Moore. So I think those are some of the things that you want to hit in this particular trade. If we're going to trade either Justin or the pick, I think that's what you're kind of looking at. So that could happen maybe in the next 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. If you're looking at his track record, in my opinion, maybe.
When do we have to pick his 5th year up?
They got to make that decision.
If you don't make that decision, you got to make
it in May, I believe.
Yeah, that's going to be soon. So I think you kind of look at even though he's kind of close to the vest with things, I think once he figure out that team that they trade with gives him exactly what he wants to hear, then he's all systems go.
I'll say this: I think this deal, if it is Justin Fields, this deal gets done at the combine.
Yeah.
I think Justin Fields is going March 3rd, 2024, 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Actually, yeah. So it looks like
Ryan, wait till like 4:15 Eastern time because we saw the Alonzo Ball thing with that.
I think so.
Let some minutes pass.
Tomorrow,
let a couple of minutes pass.
Tomorrow, the franchise transition tag window opens, and then March 5th is the deadline.
Yes.
And then you got the combine, which is from February 26th through March 4th. So you got to make a decision pretty soon.
Well, that's why I think it is, right? There's a lot of, if you are moving on from Justin Fields, there's a lot of rush that does come into this because you've got a lot of big decisions that have to be made coming up here, right? Like you said, you got to make the decision on whether you're going to pick up his 5th-year option or not. You've got to make a decision on, kind of the future of your quarterback here over the next couple of weeks. If you're moving on.
Jordan is getting deep.
Hey, man. No, don't. Wait. We wouldn't even try. I wasn't trying to acknowledge.
Where's the pan at?
Jesus.
This man's got an apron on. He's just cooking this.
Fight back. No. Because I needed my 15 seconds.
Hey, man, he got all the time.
Something. It's cool, though. Pat, ain't y'all getting on Locked On later?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. Hey, you better do something.
No.
You might not want to do that. Hey, I'm not going to lie. Me and Pat was in the car on the way back.
I appreciate getting cooked, but I can also do some cooking.
We won't be live on Lockdown.
Real quick. So real quick, March 11th through the 13th is the legal tampering period.
Yes.
And then March 13th is when the league year starts.
The trade details will be done at the combine.
It'll be done.
I'll be honest.
I really believe that because if you're moving on from Justin Fields, you have to basically say we're done with this process. We're all in on what the future of this team is right now.
Because April 15th, teams with returning head coach can begin off-season workout programs.
Jay Crick cooking this man.
April 15th. So if you're a first, well, we don't have a first year head coach. That's April 1st. So everything's got to happen pretty fast.
I will say this. This is the first report that I've heard where they said that they may include Justin in this decision, which I feel like is the best thing for him. So this lets me know that, the Atlanta trade may be a real thing. Letting them go home and doing all that stuff. And I'm happy for that. Like I've always said that if we were to move on for him, they still have to do right by him. And to hear that they like him and they respect him to that point, to involve him in those trades, organizations wouldn't.
I don't think they had to do right by him. They just got to make the best decision for their team.
Mean, being personable about it, like realistically, he was handed a bad deal. We all agree he was a victim of circumstance.
That's
like,
true, but that's a lot of NFL quarterbacks that are drafted at those positions.
Respectfully, like I agree with you. I just think that goes to show a lot from Ryan Poles and from Kevin Warren, the fact that they would do that for him. And then at the same time, we got to look at who Atlanta is actually being ran by. I think they're going to jump out their body to go get him.
But why would you?
It's Atlanta.
If you believe that Fields could be something, why would you trade him in your conference? Like Roquan is in the AFC. We're not going to see
because
him.
Ryan Pace might bet the farm on him.
Well, Ryan Pace ain't the general manager.
Well, somebody there going to bet the farm on him.
Who's on there?
Who's the GM now?
He's in this.
Was he a president?
On who?
Ryan Pace is
Atlanta.
Ryan Pace is their head scout.
Head scout. Okay.
Atlanta, because they fired everybody.
Well, basically, I mean, this is February. They probably by March we should have things kind of ironed out. We got about 2-3 weeks, and then we can make that type of decision. And then you still got the number 1 pick that you got to figure out what you're going to do.
I'm less concerned about that than trading Justin Fields right now.
I got you.
Well, I think that's the part that you got to be looking at, though, right? Like this. That's why I said this is going to be done quickly, because now you have to focus all of your focus on what the number 1 overall pick is. Now all of your quarterback focus, all of your draft focus, all of your offseason focus now is on what the quarterback decision is for the quarterback that you're going to have here. And that's why I do believe that if they do move on from Justin Fields, if this is true, where teams have already approached it, Ryan Poles already has a team in mind that he wants to move on with. He's going to try and get as much as he can. And you got to try and start a bidding war. You got to try and you got to try and get that value up a little bit.
You just need one other team.
But the market is not that high. I don't think the market is as high as we think he is.
Well, depending on where you are with your team and where you're picking, because, the thing is, in some ways, he's not necessarily a terrible quarterback in most people's eyes. But if you're going to trade, you're talking about trading 3 number 1s or all this to move all the way up. But you could potentially get you a starting quarterback that can just man. If they use him kind of in a running quarterback scenario where he's passing not as much, he can thrive in that sense. It's just a matter of time before he gets hurt.
This draft being so loaded, though, I think just really ruins that, because there's a lot of teams that need QBs that are already in line to
not necessarily, because that means
Washington get one if they want one.
No, but the problem is, okay, if there's 4 of them, that means other teams are willing to move up. But you're talking about, let's just say,
but I mean, I think you got to go through it, right? We got the number 1 overall pick. Washington's drafting the QB.
Yeah.
New England's drafting the QB.
And even if Washington didn't,
Arizona's going wide receiver.
Right.
Chargers got their QB. Giants are probably
the Chargers are probably going wide out, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, the Chargers had a QB.
I don't think the Chargers go wide out because they drafted one last year.
Like I said, Chargers going wide out. Like I said, Chargers going wide out.
Yeah, they probably go wide out.
I think they need some help on that.
Quentin Johnson, what hands?
Hey, bro.
They need help on that line.
He left his hands at TCU. The Giants probably go
Giants QB.
You better hope they do.
I would, but they they definitely talking about just going defense and bringing in a vet. But Tennessee got their QB.
Tennessee got that QB.
Do they
right?
know?
Oh yeah.
I think they feel like
Tennessee's going wide out. Tennessee's going wide out.
Try and put some defense on that team. I think I don't think they go wide out either.
Hey,
or they go
coach?
Joe Alt. I think they might go Joe Alt.
Who's their coach?
I forgot what they
because they fired what's the name?
Who they bring in?
Who?
The Tennessee Titans head coach. Jordan. Jesus.
Jordan. Why?
Jordan. You don't.
And here we go.
Yes, Jordan, who's in the back. Yes, I'm currently on the show.
His beard looks like he popcorn for
comments
days.
shouted out. Hey, his beard looked like he popcorn for days and don't wipe the grease remains.
Hey, Jordan, I want you to understand. You could have just commented and we would put it on the screen.
No, I wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure y'all.
You know you ain't gonna get that $10 back, man.
It's my turn.
You could have just put it in
show.
and be like, Joe, put it on the
I'm on the
screen.
show and I support the show. It's all
I
love,
just
my
put it
boy.
on the. You could have just tapped me on the shoulder, like,
No,
"Hey,
no,
Joe,
no.
put."
Hey,
that
I
thing
wanted
on."
that mess to stand out.
Hey, that was like such a simp move. I just want you to know. You said the joke right itself, baby. The joke right itself. Here we go.
Yeah,
All right.
here we go.
All right.
Hey, and that
You asked for this.
yeah,
You could have waited till a different show.
Hey, listen,
You could have let it
by the
die
way,
down.
Titans head coach Brian.
Hey, Pat, what
Wayne
Wayne say?
Wayne
He can't save you.
But
we're
I
gonna
mean,
move on to the next
I mean,
scene
listen,
for Jordan to get
I
deep
think
fried.
here's the thing, right? Like
Really ain't
Atlanta,
got no faith in you, boy.
Atlanta may go Justin, but they're at the 8th pick, right? So if they go Justin, you're going Justin with a 2nd round pick. The
got
Jets
faith in
are in there. Minnesota's in there. Like you're not gonna trade Justin to Minnesota. Denver's in there.
And then I also feel like
if Denver's a team that wants Justin Fields, you may want to reevaluate whether you should get rid of Justin Fields because if Sean Payton sees something, maybe you should too.
and then at the same time, why would he want that when he has Russ?
They're
You don't
probably
have
getting
Russ.
rid of him though.
He's getting
Yeah, you're definitely getting rid of Russ.
And I would say
$37
this.
million to go home.
I would say this. Russ also changes this trajectory a lot because he comes in as a vet,
A
cheaper.
veteran QB is coming on the market.
Yeah.
Yes,
He comes in cheaper. They don't have to pay him a whole lot because he's already going to get that compensation. At this point, he changes a lot for who's available and who's going to really jump out their body. There's only teams. I see the Steelers doing it because they're low. Atlanta, I don't think that they do that at 8. I mean,
No, Atlanta would do it with a 2nd
know.
round pick. The only way I see the Steelers even getting into it because Atlanta has the best compensation is if the Steelers were willing to get rid of that 1st round pick. And really, the only report that we have is from Adam Schefter. That listen, when Adam Schefter speaks, I listen. I know a lot of people were like, Schefter's wrong all the time. It is what it is. When Adam Schefter speaks, I listen. So to me, when I'm sitting here and he says out of nowhere, hey, Mike Tomlin really likes Justin Fields. That's not just him saying that like off cuff. Like he's heard
he likes
something
that.
that could go down. That's why I think the only way Pittsburgh even gets into this conversation is probably if they give up either some high future compensation, you're giving me multiple seconds in the future, or you just move on from that 1st round pick this year, the 20th overall pick, because you're not going to get a quarterback there. And trading back, you're not. I guess you could trade back in that scenario, maybe get more,
And we know for sure that
and
they're
you
going
can do
with
that.
one.
But well, I
Because
don't
they
know
got
about
rid of
them. But
Trubisky.
Miami's got their quarterback. Philly's got their quarterback. Houston's got their quarterback. Dallas has their quarterback. Green Bay has their quarterback. Tampa Bay, I think, is just sticking with Baker. But I don't think that they would give up capital for Justin at this point.
Baker proved himself.
Buffalo,
They talking about Baker might get 3 years, 72 mil.
Kansas City. Yeah, I mean, like all of these guys have their quarterbacks
yeah.
already. So that's why when you look at it, the two teams that really feel like they can't get to a quarterback and don't have a quarterback are Pittsburgh and Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's why I think that's where you got to get the bidding war.
Yeah, I got the draft. I got him up in order. Compliments of Tankathon.
I appreciate you after I've read through it all.
I know I was all that hard work.
By
I
the
was
way,
doing.
I see some stuff going on. Chill. It's all fun and games.
Yeah, can we keep it
Y'all
clean?
just chill.
Can we just?
Oh, I
don't know
know
what's
you talking
happening.
to me. I thought
No, I'm
just-
talking. No, not you. Just
I'm
I
trying
see
to be a
some,
mediator.
I see
trying
some
to be
stuff in the chat. Like y'all just chill, man. It's all fun and games.
Yeah, we're just trying to
let's
keep a
it
clean
pushing.
show here, guys.
You know?
What people do on their personal time is like,
Hey, like listen,
They ain't got nothing to
just
do
don't
with
do it in our
I ain't
chat.
worried
You know
about
what I'm
it.
saying? At the same time, that's also why
don't
you
hurt
know,
yourself or get hurt. But it is what it is.
I tried to mediate. He go throwing slow key threats. God damn.
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Hey, listen, that's so passive aggressive. Hey,
nothing to
just
do
chill
with me.
out. Nobody get hurt. Get hurt. What? Stop.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. What people do on their personal time, they do on their personal time. But no, I just think that this is like if you're going to have the conversation like we're having now, where there's probably two teams.
Yeah.
One, this gets done at the draft. I think, like I said,
Facts.
what was it, March 13th at 4 p.m.
Yep.
Justin Fields is, like I said, 4:15. We don't want tampering charges.
We got 3 weeks left.
But Justin Fields is probably on a different team if they are looking to move on from him, and it's going to be one of those two teams right now.
And if he does, I wish him the best. And I hope Mike Tomlin really goes and develops him and he shows out. Like, I really want him to be successful, no matter where he goes. If he stays here, I want us to do right by him, get him another weapon. We don't? All right, cool. Whatever. Just I want the best for Justin all the way around.
And
I do like him as a person.
I love that the Bears want the best for him. And here's the thing. This is what I love about it. The Bears literally are like, no, we think Justin Fields is a good player.
Facts.
Every time we hear something new coming out, they're like, we like Justin Fields. We think Justin Fields can play.
Yeah.
We just maybe are going in a different direction. Mr. Inglewood 77 said, Pat, you're proof that light-skinned bros are officially back.
We never left.
I don't know if we ever left. I'm not
We
gonna lie.
never
the whole
left.
squad is
I don't know if
light-skinned.
we ever
Never
left.
left, bro. We never left.
I mean,
We tried to add a dark-skinned dude to the crew, but he got angry. Stigmas, baby. The stigmas.
Jesus.
The stigmas. No. The stigmas. If y'all haven't done so, man, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Let's get into best and worst, bro. Let's get it. The worst is so worst.